What if I told you that you're not behind, that you are just on a different timeline? In where you find yourself today, you may feel that you're behind, and you feel that your friends, your family, your peers, your colleagues have gone ahead in life. They have achieved a lot of things in life, and here you are. You feel left behind. You feel behind. You feel like age is against you. Everything is against you. What if I told you that you are not behind? That the timeline that you find yourself is exactly where you need to be, that you shouldn't feel behind. Well, let's dive into it. But before we do that, I want you to like this video. I want you to subscribe to my channel, and I want you to share it. And during this video, I want you to comment what really stands out for you. Let's dig deep into it. You know that your timeline was never supposed to look like theirs. Your timeline was never supposed to look like another person's timeline. Your life was never supposed to look like another person's life. See, when you came into this earth plane, you came into this earth plane alone. When you were born alone. Even if you were twin, there is a minute and there's a second difference in when they brought you out of your mother's womb. So your time is completely different. It's not supposed to be like the other person's time. So when you feel that you are behind, I want you to know that your time was never supposed to be like theirs, like their own time. So what has happened to you is the society, family pressure, peer pressure, the books that you read, social media, a lot of things has been thrown at your face, and the knowledge you've acquired and the experiences that you face over the years has made you feel that your timeline is supposed to look like timeline A, B, C. You begin to compare yourself with other people. But I wanted to tell you that your timeline was never supposed to look like their timeline. You are unique. You are your own person. You have your own pace. You have your own path. You have your own style. You have your own charisma. You have your own way that you do things. That is why your timeline is completely different. It's supposed to be different. People are supposed to see you and admire your own style, your own pace, your own way that you do things, how you have been able to achieve and become the person that you are becoming. So that's why I wanted to tell you that your timeline is completely different. And life is not a one size fit all. Everybody cannot wear the same shoe size. Everybody cannot wear the same shoe pattern. You can't do it. You can't wear the same clothes, the same size. There's always a difference, either in height, width, or however you measure it. There's always a difference. So life is not a one size fit all. So your timeline is not supposed to look like their timeline. It's completely different. Number two, social media is a lie dressed in filter. I mean, you are comparing yourself to 20% or 10% of truth, if that. And what you see on social media is only 80% performance. It is highlights. It is the aha moment that people want you to see. And then when you're scrolling on social media and you're seeing what's going on in people's life, and your friends, celebrities, or people that you look up to, and maybe somebody that you saw when they started, and you begin to compare yourself. Do you really think that all those things that they're posting is real? It is 10 to 20% real. 80% or more of it, it is completely performance. It is not real. So social media, it is the biggest lie of the century. So when you feel behind and you look at social media, you look at people's social media accounts, and you see what they're wearing, what they're doing, what they're talking about, where they're traveling to, the pictures and things they're posting, and you feel that you're behind, I want to disabuse your mind that you're not behind. You are where you ought to be. That is where you're supposed to be. So what do? You look in your life and you say to yourself, what am I supposed to do in this season? And that is where a coach comes in play. That is where a life coach comes in play. My job is to help you from where you are at to where you ought to be. What I do is you just book a time with me and you come and see me. You speak to me. I will help you figure it out. That's what I do if you cannot figure it out. But I want you to know that the social media thing that you see is a complete lie. It is dressed in filter. It is a lie. It's not the truth. That is why it's called social media. It is a social life people put out there, and they only put out what they want you to see. The real thing that's happening behind the closed doors, you can't see it. People are not going to put what they are doing to shine. They're not going to put what they're doing to heal. They're not going to tell you all those things because that is their personal and private life. So they're not going to put it out there. So what you're seeing on social media is a facade. So you have to believe that you're not behind. Number 3, the age gap trap. It has robbed a lot of people of joy. You feel okay, you are in your 20s. You're supposed to accomplish this in your 20s, in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 50s, and in your 60s. You feel that you are behind time. So you are rushing to achieve something. You are rushing to get this, to get that. It is a big lie. It is something that has robbed a lot of people of joy. The time gap. First of all, let me ask you this question. Who put that time gap as a law, as a rule? Who did it? It's the society. Is when you make comparison, then you see this person achieved it at 21 doesn't mean that you're supposed to achieve the same thing or similar thing at the age of 21. Maybe in your own timeline is at 30. So wait for your own time. Maybe in your own timeline is at 18. Wait for your own timeline. That's to show you that you're never behind, because background and background are not the same. Time and time are not the same. So you can't compare yourself to other people. How they took to be married, have kids, have a house, buy a car, go to school, graduate, have how many degrees, and now they're just this famous person. Everybody's talking about them, and you feel that time has passed you by, that you're behind. No, that age gap is really robbing a lot of people of their joy. So I want you to understand that it doesn't matter how old you are not behind. Matter of fact, if you look at your life at that moment, and you begin to list the things that you have achieved, you're going to see that you have achieved so much that you have to celebrate yourself, because the next level that you're stepping into, it is your level of breakthrough. And people are going to come and celebrate with you because you have achieved something great and something major. So don't allow time trap rob you of your joy. And I want to tell you that you're not behind. You are actually on time. Number 4, I want you to know that progress is not loud at all. Progress is not always loud. I want you to also know that progress does not make noise. Progress does not need the loudspeaker. Progress does not need a stage. Progress does not need filter. It does not need the social media. It doesn't know time. It doesn't know age. Progress is progress, and progress will always speak for itself at all times. So in your silent moment, in where you're going through a lot of things, the best time that you have progress is in silence, because you're not getting distracted. The public acolyte is not distracting you. That is when you gain stride. That is when you are progressing in life. That is when you're acquiring skills, knowledge, wisdom. You are progressing. The results are showing in silence. What happens in the public eyes when they see the whole result, the success story? They don't know the progress step that you made to get to where you're at. So that's why I'm telling you that progress always shouldn't be loud. Progress doesn't make noise. It's not loud at all. So in your life, when you look at your life in this season, are you progressing or you're just being really busy? Because there are two different things. You can be so busy traveling, speaking, doing this, look so busy taking pictures, you're everywhere. But are you actually progressing? Because when you progress, you're going to feel it. You're going to see it. People around you are going to feel that progress. They're not going to see that you don't even have time for your family, for your loved one. Progress will also affect people around you positively. But when you're so busy and you think that you're progressing in life, it's going to affect people negatively around you. Those are the two different things. It's a night and day. Progress will be able to accommodate other people. Progress will be able to lift people. Progress will be able to give you the capacity to assist other people grow with you. Be it your family, your children, your wife, your husband. When you're progressing, people around you are going to progress also. But when you're busy, you're not going to remember people around you because you're busy charading busyness for progress. It is not progress. Progress does not have to be loud. It's not always loud. You progress in silence. Number 5, the hustling culture is a lie. You have become so busy hustling that you think you're progressing. You are so busy hustling to the point that you're burning out. You're so busy traveling, doing this, that you've gotten into survival mode. You don't even know what it is to have time for yourself, time for your loved ones. If you show me your calendar, I will show you if you're progressing or you're being so busy. If you show me your calendar, I can tell you if you're just hustling and there's no progress, there's no success. because you think that you're succeeding, you're making this big strive, but you're just busy for nothing. You're losing out on time. And very soon you're going to burn out and you're just going to step into survival mode. And you're going to just look back and say, what was I running all this race for? Because you're busy hustling. It is the biggest lie that they've told you. Hustle, hustle, hustle. It is a big lie. Because hustle means that you're just busy for nothing. You're busy being here, busy doing that, and you're not progressing. And you think that is progress. It is not progress. You're just going to be burned out very soon and you're going to get tired. Number 6, slow season is where you build strength. Slow season is where you build skill. Slow season is where you build maturity. Slow season is where you build capacity. Slow season is when you acquire wisdom, knowledge, a deeper understanding of yourself, who you are, and what you're supposed to do. That is the slow season. It is a season for you to just incubate something, nurture something, become a good steward of what is in your hand, the gift that you have and the things that you ought to do. That is the slow season, because there will come a time that you're not going to have that slow season for you to be able to build those things that God has placed in your hands. The gifting of God that you've had, that you have. So everybody, most people just want to be so busy. You want to be seen, you want to be heard. You don't like it to be quiet. You say that I'm bored. I don't know, people are not calling me. I am not doing this. I'm not getting booked. My business is not thriving. I have not found a job and I'm not getting promoted. I am so bored. As you keep complaining in the season that you have entered into where you're just slow. That is when you just sit down and you acquire maturity, knowledge, skills, and you acquire the wisdom. That is when it comes to that season that you pick up again, you are ready for it. Because you have to be prepared for that opportunity that is about to present itself. So that in a slow season puts you in a season of preparation. You have to be prepared for the opportunity that is coming. So that's why you're going to have slow seasons in your life. It's a season for you to prepare. And you never feel that you're behind in your slow season, because that is a season for you to prepare for what is about to come. You are never behind. Number 7, some people are winning publicly, but privately they are failing. They are failing in everything that has to be private. In that family, in that relationship, in the relationship with God, relationship with family members, they are failing. But publicly they are being celebrated. Publicly they look like they're succeeding, but privately they are failing. So when you feel that you are behind, you start comparing yourself to people that are being celebrated publicly. You begin to compare yourself to those people that are showing new cars, new clothes, offices, what they're building, what they're buying, where they're traveling, where they've been to. When you start comparing yourself to those people, have it in the back of your mind that these people also can be struggling privately. And you look at your life, you are making some good stride privately. You just need to get to a space that you also achieve publicly. You strike a balance. That is why you're going through where you're going through and you feel that you're behind. No, you are not behind. Don't let these things fool you. These people that are being celebrated publicly are suffering behind closed doors. They are suffering privately. So when you feel behind, know that you are in a good place and you're on the right time. Don't feel behind because you don't know what another person is going through privately. Some people are divorced, but they come out, you wouldn't know. Some people are not having good relationship with their wives or their husband at home. They come out, you think that they have it all together. Some people are only coming out to hold hands in public, but it is a lie because they have to play to the gallery. But privately, they suck. They will kiss publicly. They get into the car. They can't even talk to each other. In business, you're going to see all the awards, everything. But have you checked the account if the money is in there? You just see this big name of a company. Do you actually know that some companies are going through bankruptcy? That they don't have the finances, they don't have the liquid, they don't have the assets. But you see that it's this big name. Do you know how many people are suffering with some sicknesses and diseases, but you celebrate them, but privately they are suffering? Do you know that so many people that you see that you're celebrating publicly have mental health issues because they're not functioning privately? You don't know what God has done for you, and you're feeling behind? No, you're not behind. You are right where you're supposed to be. So I want you to know that you're not behind. Number 8, you do not owe anybody timeline explanation. You don't owe anybody explanation of why you are where you are. You don't owe anybody that explanation, because that person that is asking you that question, they're asking you questions to support you, to mock you, to laugh at you, and to compare where you are and to themselves or other persons. So you don't need that. You don't owe anybody any explanation of your timeline. You don't. You only owe yourself what you ought to do at every point in time for you to progress and become the person God has created you to become and live a purpose. You know why? You were created for a purpose. Have you even figured out a purpose yet? And if you figure out purpose, don't tell anybody. You don't owe anybody that explanation. See, I see a lot of people. You write your progress on social media. You're sharing it. Where is the surprise element? Why? When do you want people to come and celebrate? That's why when you get to win something, you get to succeed, people don't really celebrate with you. Why? Because you already gave it away on social media. And also, have you noticed that when you are building something, you are going high, you're just gaining momentum? When you start sharing on social media and telling a lot of people about it, do you notice that sometimes you don't even get to finish those things? Because there is spirit of envy and jealousy. It is real. People will envy you and jealous you, and that will actually hinder your growth and the things you're supposed to do. So you have to learn. You have to learn how to keep things to yourself and don't explain your timeline to anybody, because you don't owe anybody that explanation. You just work at it, keep growing, and know that you're not behind. Your time is your time. It is not another person's time. God created you separately and gave you the gift He has given to you. So use it. Use it, advance, build capacity, gain wisdom, and take your time. Know that you're not behind, so you don't need to rush. Number 9, feeling behind is an illusion, is a big illusion, is a lie. When you feel you are falling behind, it is an illusion. You feel like you're falling behind. You are where you are supposed to be. The thing is, where you are, there's a lesson that you need to learn, because the lesson that you need to learn in this season is very critical for where you're heading to. Very critical. So now, are you learning the lessons? Are you gaining the experiences? Are you learning not to make the mistakes that you're not supposed to make? What are you learning in this season? Or are you busy saying that you're behind, you're falling behind? Where you are is where you're supposed to be in this season. What lesson have you learned? If you do not learn the lesson that you're supposed to learn in this season, you're not going to progress. Chances are you're going to repeat this class if you force yourself out of this space. So you have to learn what you ought to learn in this season. You're not falling behind. And some of you were rushing so much to achieve that you had to just everything happened the way it happened, and you came back to where you're at and you said that I've fallen behind. No, you skipped a class. There is a lesson that you were supposed to learn. So take time and learn that lesson now in the season so that you can advance. Remember, I said earlier in this video, age is a trap that robs you of your joy. So don't worry about the age. Don't worry about time. It's not against you. It is on your side. So make sure that you pay attention, you learn the lesson that you're supposed to learn, and you move according to your time and your timeline. Number 10, comparison habit kills confidence. You see that habit that you have, that you're always comparing yourself to other people, other things that are achieving? It will kill your confidence. It will bury it. It will suppress your confidence. Let me tell you this. If you do not have confidence, how are you going to help your faith? Because you need confidence and you need self-belief to build up your faith. So you have the determination to make it, to break it out of where you are at, to break out of where you are at right now, where you are stuck, where you feel stuck and where you feel behind. You need self-confidence. You need that confidence. So when you continue to compare yourself and think that is going to motivate you, no, it's not going to motivate you. It's going to further demoralize you and push you deep for you to feel that you're behind. So you're not going to be able to move out of where you are at. So you need to stop that comparing habit and work on your confidence, and know that your time and your turn is now, is coming. As you're listening to me, know that this is your season. It is your time for you to achieve. It is your time for you to succeed. Stop comparing yourself to what another person owns. The house, the cars, the good job, the good wife, the good husband, the good family, the kids. Stop comparing yourself to those people. You have your own timeline. Focus on yourself. Build yourself. Work on your talent. Build your confidence level. Build your faith and start doing something. When you start building something, you see, when you start working on something, you have given God something to bless you with. So if you're focused and your thing and you focus on building it, eventually God is going to come in and He's going to bless you with it. And He's going to open doors for you. And He's going to bring favor your way. That is how God works. But when you're still living in a comparison environment and you're comparing yourself to another person, it's going to kill your confidence level. You're going to become insecure, and you're going to have this controlling attitude, and you're going to become so attached. You're going to have abandonment issues, and everything you're going to go into fear, into doubt, into anxiety. You're going to go deep into depression. You're going to become traumatized because you feel that you're behind. You start comparing yourself to other persons. And for those of parents that will compare your kids to another child, that is completely wrong, because that is messing with that child's confident level. You need to stop that and know that every individual is different, and every individual have their own timeline. They cannot be on another person's timeline. They don't have another person's serial number. They have their own serial number that was specially made, and God has a purpose for them. So follow your purpose, follow your timeline, and stop feeling that you're behind, because you are not behind. Your mental health matters more than milestone. You see that checklist that society have, that this is what I've achieved, this is what I've done, this is what I've done. A lot of people that do that and they compare, and this is where I'm at in life, they have the most messed up mental health. They are not happy. They don't have joy. They covered themselves with what they have, where they have arrived, their successes, their money, their cars, their house. That's why they talk about material things. See, when you see somebody that's talking excessively about material things, they have some mental health issues. Their mentality is not stable. Their mental state is not stable at all, because they have some insecurity issues. They have some control issues working in their brain. They have abandonment issues that they've not dealt with. They have trauma issues that they've not dealt with. That is why they are talking about material things. That is why they make stories. That is why they lie so much. That is why they are camouflaging. That's why they are faking it. That's why they are packaging. They have fundamental issues. The mental health is questionable, and so they say all this thing, do all this thing to give the milestone. I have been here, I've done that, I've done this, and you begin to feel bad, and you look at yourself, you said, you know what, I've not done anything. You feel bad. You feel that you're behind. But see, they are imposing that mental state on you that is so unstable. So yet you feel bad. So they are transferring a negative energy to you. And it makes you feel bad. You feel down. You feel demoralized. But I want you to know that you're not behind. And these people, their mental state is questionable. It really is. When you see people talk about what they have achieved, I'm not saying don't talk about your achievement, but see, you have to be humble when you're talking about it, and it has to be edifying. That means you're talking about your achievement to encourage another person to grow, not to demoralize another person, not to show that person that they're not on your own level. So you put that person down the way you talk about it. I've been here, I've done this, I did this. You start bragging about it. You Solex, you take so much pride in the things that you own. So now your material possession becomes so important than another person's state of mind. So you're supposed to say these things in a way that is edifying to another person. It's covered with love and care, and you're trying to encourage another person to believe in themselves and know that they're not behind. So I came to tell you that you're not behind. Don't allow those things those things that you see, and those people that talk like that, don't allow it fool you, because their mental state is still in question. So I want you to know that you're not behind. Clarity comes with you slowing down, not speeding up. When you slow down and take your time and you're patient with it, you're going to have clarity in what you're doing. You will be so clear in what you're doing. See, I had to slow down. I had to take time. I went through a season for decades where I was just learning, going to school, studying, acquiring knowledge, building capacity. So when I come out like I've been doing for the past how many years now, and you speak to me and you become my client and I get to coach you, I am coaching you from a place of wealth of knowledge, well prepared, somebody that took time and be ready for this work. So I want to tell you that clarity comes when you slow down, not when you speed up. Finally, I want to tell you that you are not too late. You are being perfectly positioned. You are not too late. You're not behind. You are perfectly being positioned for where God is taking you to. for where you're supposed to go. You are perfectly being positioned. You're never too late. So when you feel behind, I want you to know that you're never too late and you're perfectly being positioned for where God is taking you to. And I want to encourage you that if this video has hit you somewhere and it's making sense to you, I want you to subscribe to my channel. I want you to like, and I want you to also comment, and I also want you to share it to somebody that this video is going to help another person. Don't just keep it to yourself. Share it, comment, like. I also want you to write down in the comment section which part of this video hit you well, and I'm going to respond to it. And also, if this video has touched you, I want you to DM me ready. And that's going to happen is I'm going to send you the information that you need to book a 30 minutes or a 1 hour clarity call with me. So what's going to happen when we speak for 30 minutes or an hour? I'm going to give you a workbook that's going to help you get out of that state that you're stuck in, get out of that state that you feel that you're behind, and you're going to finally be in a state where you know that you're not behind, that you are in the right place at the right time, and you are exactly where you're supposed to be. And we're going to figure out the lessons in this season, and we're going to program it together to make sure that you're moving in a path where you're living out purpose, and you're going to succeed, and you're going to live the life that you've dreamt that you always want to live. I want you to know that age is not a barrier. Location is not a barrier. Just send me ready, and I'm going to send you the information, and I'm going to speak to you. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.